Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it is your time zone across the world. It is Motivational Wisdom Time. Today, I'm going to educate you so you can grow and lead, a fundamental principle I use in my management consultant services. We're going to start off with a scripture, as I always do, taken from Proverbs chapter 21, verse 15 and 16. When justice is done, it brings joy to the righteous, but terror to evildoers. Whoever strays from the path of prudence comes to rest in the company of the dead. Today, we're going to examine the word justice and how it relates to the practical and biblical principles for spiritual growth. In essence, justice is the quality of being just or fair. Justice is further defined as conformity to the principles of righteousness and rectitude in all things, strict performance of moral obligations, practical conformity to human or divine law, integrity in dealings with each other, equality, equity, conformity to truth, reality in expression opinions and conduct, fair representation of facts, honesty, impartiality, rendering to everyone his due or right, even-handed, to administer justice, a person duly commissioned to hold courts, the administration of law, character, applicability, cleanness, virtue, constitutional validity, due process, faith, hope, love, fortitude, honor, identity, moral excellence, and prudence. In the business world, it is called integrity, the culture and climate of an organization characterized by ethical, moral, and truthful principles implemented into the fabrication of the organization. A key leadership ability in building a healthy culture and climate growth for impartiality, human sustainability globally. The justice is a direct connection between integrity and the disposition to act honest and honorable with all people, not compromising oneself identity. The justice has both a negative and positive approach, known by man's justice or God's justice, with evidence in the character, communication, moral state, actions, and environment, social health. In the context of the scripture, King Solomon left on record for all people and leadership the importance of knowing justice is the line drawn between right or wrong, life or death, unveiling the heart of a person. For instance, personally, I call this the key, unlock, and release. It is the will of the Spirit to stand and fight for what is just, even when the horizon is bleak for oneself. Taking the key of hope to unlock life through adversity to release greater change in life. Thought to ponder. Where there is no true justice, life ceases to exist. But where there is justice, innumerable paths of life exist with hope to live. It is an in-depth ability to know justice comes daily to each individual with a decision to live honorable, to preserve life, or surrender to death. This is the crossroads of hope or hopelessness. This disposition has the spirit to triumph over suppression and oppression. At this level, justice meets with purpose to bridge transformation in life. What lessons can be learned about justice and integrity? There are 5 important lessons. Discovering the truth and know how and the voice of justice. Lessons learned about justice and integrity. 1. Know true justice promotes righteousness in all dealings, separating the mere structure of life into transforming life. How does the circle of influences in my life promote true justice? Is it good or bad? The voice of justice says, I must reflect on the past, present, and future, repositioning in time to release unlimited possibilities of growth and change in oneself and others. Self-reflection growth and transformation change. 2. Know a person's character is unveiled through true justice over time, marking the validity of the heart of a person. How is my character being molded in the face of justice? Is it good or bad? The voice of justice cry out, I must fight for purpose. I must fight for life. I must fight for truth. I must fight for what is just. I must not succumb to the world dictatorship. Character-driven leadership and ethical principle leadership. 3. Know your integrity responses to life through change has honor or dishonor. Honor will always rise at multiple levels to fight for justice in life. Dishonor will rise only to a certain level, turn back to save oneself, and agree with injustice for self-gain or fear. How is the integrity? Is it good or bad? The voice of justice stands fighting for honor, fighting for justice, fighting for change, fighting for human sustainability. Character-driven leadership and the 3 principles of Callisto Eltler of economic justice. 4. No true justice partners with faith, hope, and love, rendering change and transformation in life. It denounces platforms of control mechanisms to seek prudence, that is God's wisdom, over man's wisdom. How will I humble myself in all honesty and sincerity to seek the wisdom of God to change my life and the life of people? The voice of justice cry out, I'm more than equality. I'm more than equity. I am justice, removing all systematic barriers of inequality to paths of hope. Equity versus equality versus justice leadership and courage leadership. 5. Truth is always revealed in a person's inward part with a transparency light of justice to replicate life or death. No justice will end with a crown of life or crown of death, determined by the paths of justice or injustice. What consciousness state is evident through justice according to biblical principles? Positive or negative? How will I end with justice in the end? The voice of justice cry out, dignity over darkness. The voice of justice cry out, fortitude over oppression. The voice of justice cry out, conformity of truth over deformity. The voice of justice cry out, justice over sacrifice. Courage leadership and ethical principle leadership. In closing, no true justice virtue is always just and fair. No, everyone has an opportunity to walk in justice or injustice in life through change in adversity. No, righteousness is the foundation of justice. No, faith, hope, and love renders justice in life with the functionality to live in purpose. No, character is unveiled over time through courage to walk in true justice. No, justice unveils the intent of a person with transparency through change. No, we all have a choice to turn to justice even in the face of injustice. The turning point in life, voice of change. No, your integrity will bring honor or dishonor with a crown of life or a crown of death in the end. No, your justice will be either an agent of healing or hurting. No, true justice triumphs over equality and equity, destroying every barrier of inequality or injustice. No, the will of the Spirit to live in justice, it resurrects from death to life. No, you are not a product of the environment. You are not a product of life trials, and you are not a product of people. Remember, an environment of life is a progressive climate and culture of growth. Change your environment if needed. Change your view from the valley to the mountaintop if needed. Change your justice if needed. Speak life, grow, and lead. You have value, you have worth, you have purpose. What justice do you have? This is Lady Cynthia R. Kelly tuning off with motivational wisdom. The voice of justice cry out, there must be righteous change. Be blessed and stay connected to Jesus.